So I'm Jaspreet from Mechanical and Mechatronics Engineering, and Kelly is sitting over there. She's my collaborator on this research topic, which is on the AI techniques for fault monitoring and identification. So fault monitoring and identification is important in many industries, manufacturing plants, a lot of things happening automatically, assets which are remotely placed like wind turbines, vehicles, helicopters, etc. On the right, there is a figure about the catastrophic failure of wind turbine. This is quite an extreme failure, but this is fairly common also, because these wind turbines are placed in remote locations. They basically are like a few megawatts. They can power a small city. So they can literally grind themselves, the teeth of the powertrain can literally grind itself to such kind of catastrophic failures. So it is important that we carry out this failure detection in time. We want to do it in order for safety. We want to make sure that these turbines, which can cost a few $1 million, remain safe, and we can service them in time. So people have been working on it for a long time, and with AI data-driven techniques, there has been an interest in using these. So the AI-based methods are basically working with these following steps. So we collect the data using different sensors. We carry out different analysis, simple analysis, which basically gets the time domain or frequency domain or time frequency domain data. We select the best features for further processing, and then we do some sort of a classification using many methods that are available in the AI domain. So my and Kelly's interest is basically using the power of Internet of Things, connected devices. We want to basically come up with ways where we can easily have sensors and microprocessors which are combined as a package. We can easily put it on different assets like the ones available in our lab, which includes robots, powertrains, machine tools. We want to easily program them so that they have the right algorithms working to collect the correct sensor, communicate with the network, put everything in a database, and we can analyze this database over longer durations and send users the correct notification and time whenever there is whenever we need to service these assets. Here we have two main places where we can run algorithms, and both places we have the potential of applying AI and database techniques. We can use them at the microprocessor, which is marked by number 1, and this is more a real-time data. And we can also do classification and clustering at the network level. So that is marked by number 2. And I'll show you two examples of our research where we have applied both real-time as well as clustering research applied to different domains and how this can be used at different areas. So in the first one, I will show you how we can identify the mechanical failures and how we have used time frequency data in order to along with the AI techniques in order to interpret them clearly. So time frequency analysis is often needed when things are changing over time. So in this case, what is happening is that we want to identify certain process frequencies, but things are changing, so we can't just identify a single peak. So we have to carry out a time frequency two-dimensional map. And in order to create this kind of a map, we need to carry out sampling at a very high rate. This thing is good in practice. This thing is okay for textbooks, but for the purpose of implementation, it is very difficult because it generates a lot of data. So we end up getting a real-time frequency plot, which is shown something like in the top, while an ideal plot, which we are expecting to see, looks something like in the bottom. So we can take this real-time frequency plot. We have used AlexNets in order to do transfer learning and learn create a CNN in order to identify whether the time frequency plot corresponds to a healthy or a faulty case. We want to go one step further, and we want to come up with a GAN system. So we want to use generative adversarial networks in order to now clarify these time frequency plots so that an expert can come and take a look and identify that this is where my fault is coming from, and that will help us not only in understanding, looking at the fault, but also in order to be able to service it faster. The second thing that we have done is done classification and clustering for fuel cell voltages. So in a fuel cell, there are many hundred of fuel cells which are, stacked together. And these cells are performance can change over time. So so any kind of AI technique is not very easy to just apply and have a reliable performance over its operating lifetime. So we basically came up with this system which is an adaptive technique where we first basically take all the cells data, come up with a reduced feature set, which is like 5 to 10, which makes the computational efficiency quite good. And then after the offline training, we basically feed it into a Bayesian network, which over here is like the relevance vector machine. We use the posterior probabilities to feedback, select the data again. So we basically use posterior probabilities to find classified data with good probability and feed it back into the classification set in order to be able to identify over a long duration of time that the classification is done properly. And we showed that over the duration of the operation, we could do it with 95% efficiency, while the fixed classifiers were not able to perform well. So that is my presentation. Thanks.